1-3.
One clap. Mike.
0-2.
I got one. I need two. One clap. Cooper.
Big one.
Let's go fix that.
Caleb.
1-1.
One clap. Maddie.
2-2.
Two spot. Bandit. Grady.
0-2.
Corey.
1-2.
One clap. Alex.
He got two. He got two, and he's going for 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5, something like that.
1-3.
One clap. I think y'all took the lead, huh? Caleb.
1-2.
One clap. Ronnie.
He got absent. I don't think he got one.
Bigger one. Keith.
Big 2.
Brian.
0, I need 2.
Colton. Bigger two. Colin.
0-1.
Sean.
Big 1.
Wayne.
We got 2. Let's go. Let's go, Wayne. 2 spot.
Is that one?
Yep. Yeah,
Let's go.
Faison. Okay. Sean.
Shadow 1. All
Shadow
right.
one. There you go.
They get one.
Are you not here with us today?
Yeah, I think I'm shadowing today.
Yeah, Josh is gonna be shouting. Go, yeah. Josh, it's gonna be, what do you think out till Saturday or so?
Yeah.
Okay. Put you on the board.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We'll put what you got on this.
Or was that Dan's deal? Was that your deal yesterday, or was that Dan's deal?
That was my deal.
That was your deal.
Wow.
Give him his flowers.
Got one yesterday. How many you getting today?
Huh?
You shot out today?
Yeah.
All right, but you got one. So one clap.
He hasn't even shadowed and he's getting clapped. No, I like it.
And it was financed to her too.
One and two.
One shot. One shot. Cooper. Sales rule.
Sales rule, customer wants to cancel the agreement, it's 75% of the remainder of what's owing, so if they had like 33 months left, they would owe 75% of the 33 months left. However, a much better option in all cases is for them to just pause the agreement. If they have financial hardship, they can pause it for 3 months. And if they have a really good sub-story, ADT would probably let them pause it indefinitely. And so that's always that's always a way better option than canceling.
What about financing?
What about financing?
Can't cancel that.
Yeah, 3 day. 3 day or 7 time.
Yeah.
Super fine.
That's that loan funds, that's all that.
Clip.
No canceling.
A thought is that you never know which door is going to be that diamond in the rough. So, you know.
That is right. You see my deal.
Yes, sir. You never know. And some of like the worst houses have the best credit. You never know. They just like
That is true. Yeah.
crap, so just knock every door.
Sometimes the Scat Pack has good credit. You never know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Maddie.
I'm thankful for crazy incentives and trips that Brad Dan put out to make us work hard and make more money.
Grady.
Let's hear it, Grady.
Tracy McGrady.
I bought it.
You got P's and C's?
Did you eat your wine with it?
Oh, easy.
You're
I was looking for it.
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm just in the middle of dinner. What can I help you with?
Yeah, no worries, man. I'll be real quick with you.
Okay.
I just got done working with Mr. Zach right next door.
Okay.
The reason we got done working with Mr. Zach, he just had his car broken into not too long ago.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Yeah.
My dinner's getting cold, man. What's this about?
Okay, so what we're doing, we just want to get this blue ADT sign out in your front yard. So
Okay.
when cars come by, family comes over,
Mhm.
they're calling us, not our competitors.
Okay.
So if we're able to get our sign out for you, we're able to come in and pay for a camera of your choice.
Okay.
We know neighbors have been like looking into cameras. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been here?
About 4 years now.
Oh, okay. So you've
I'm
been seeing
happy
like.
to put the sign out. That's cool.
Okay, great. So if I can put the sign out for you,
Yeah.
we can go ahead and hook you up with the camera. Most neighbors have been like looking into outdoor camera, like
Okay.
above the cars.
Right.
But what camera would like benefit you at most?
I mean, we have been looking at doing some outdoor cameras out the back because
Okay.
the car park out the back.
Okay, if you don't mind me, we can take a walk over there.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So, oh, this is a nice Mustang right here.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's an old school one.
96, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Okay.
you got it dialed in.
Yes, sir. So, we
Probably
can,
up the back there, yeah.
yeah, we can hook you up with an outdoor camera that shows looking all over all the cars.
Okay.
And, so, you'll
How
have an app.
much does that normally go for? That much?
As long as you keep the sign up for us,
Okay.
we pay for it.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have an app on your phone. It'll look just like this.
So what does it cost me if you're paying for it?
So you just have to keep it connected with the
Okay.
police, fire, paramedics. But
I'm
everyone.
not really interested in the alarm though. I mainly just want the cameras. Can I just like buy the cameras from you or? Can I buy it? Then,
Yeah.
or-
Yeah. Yeah.
Send it over.
Okay.
As long as you keep the sign out for us, we hook you up with the camera. As you know, like the cameras don't call the police,
Okay.
so that's why we do the security system inside.
Okay.
We start off with the doors. If you don't mind me.
Alright, yeah, sure.
Alright, we're good.
Nice, dude. That's what I was trying to do. Good job.
That's pretty much.
I was trying to throw you I was trying to be interested in the cameras, but only the cameras. And so, sometimes it's tough, like if you just focus too much on one thing, then it's really hard to drop it at 69 or 63 just for a camera. And so building a bit of the value on the alarm helps a bit, yeah. But you did good there when you're like, oh yeah, cameras don't call the police, and you remembered your line and then you went back into it.
Or start doing a finance deal.
Alright, so
Yeah.
how many cameras they want?
Mm-hmm. That was the other route you could have gone.
Yeah, so for the pros, name drop, you did that well. Eye contact, which is really good. They threw you a smoke screen like, hey, I'm eating dinner or I'm doing that. But yeah, I'll be quick and then just keep pitching. You build rapport by talking about the neighborhood, talking about the neighbors, what you've been doing with them. And then creating movement with the sale, which is really big. So that way, when you're just standing there on the porch with somebody for an extended period of time, you kind of build this weird tension with the customer. And then, but as long as you're creating movement, whether that's looking at over the garage, backyard, in the house, ideally in the house, but any movement's good. And it helps you get into the house, whether you're in the front of the garage or if you're in the back. It helps you get inside the house because you're doing a walkthrough. So if you show them the cameras, it only makes sense that you show them the rest. For your cons, I would just put, when he asked you about the price, you kind of stumbled a little bit. You're like, I always say, hey, yeah, that's the best part. We try to get you as many discounts. Let me show you how it works. It takes 2 minutes. Chewing gum, nobody wants somebody smacking gum in their face. Yeah, for the cameras, and then just smacking gum, yeah.
Don't shoot on the doors.
Yeah. And then what I would say, kind of what Nate threw at you, because obviously people want cameras. It's the alarm that you really gotta sell them on most of the time. Creating emotional value and attachment to the alarm system is a big thing where you can kind of get a person who's only really looking at the cameras to doing the alarm. And you'll even get people who sign up, just because of the cameras, but then once you sell them on the alarm, it makes a whole lot more sense. So once I'm in the house, I build an enormous amount of value on the alarm and how it's going to benefit them and their family, especially if they have kids. It makes it way easier because nobody wants something bad happening to their kids, obviously. So it just makes it so much easier. And there's a lot of value that you can build on the alarm system, just like you do with the cameras. It's just certain things that you put for each person depending on who they are. But yeah, besides that, super good job.
Stop saying and then show him you can show him anything on the iPad. Show him the keynote, everything about the camera. I show him the iPad the whole time. I just show him something. Get next to him, show him.
Okay. I thought that was good, bro. Lots of movement, but yeah, the iPad and
progressing
the side. Yeah, iPad and progressing the side.
We just started asking price too, just start getting to it.
Yeah.
That's the best part, man. I'll show you guys where I can. Yeah. Just start doing it.
If I'm trying to build a finance deal, I'll just say, hey, it just depends on what equipment you guys want. Usually most homes that I work with like the accessibility of the doors and the cameras. And then I'll kind of build it out from there.
They like cameras, start building their finance deal. They get a camera for every corner of the house.
Indoor cameras, doggy cameras, dryer cameras.
Because then like at that point, $85 a month is totally worth it if they get them on. You know, like,
And it covers all the cloud storage for them.
So what's more value, $70 with one camera or
for
$90 for 4 cameras?
And
Like for someone that wants cameras,
that's totally worth it.
And a door lock.
And a door lock.
So,
Pause,
piece. I don't know if you guys say like over here, like what would you guys say?
yeah.
Like pops or grandpa, or what do you guys say? Like
Pops.
pops. Like what do you call your grandpa? Oh, grumpy. That's fine. So, and not everyone has the opportunity to have like grandpa in his life, but mine is, and that's great. And these are some things that he told me. We're not going to really focus too much on like the whole equipment pitch stuff today, because you guys have kind of hopefully been training after work and what? Not everyone's grandfather's alive. Yeah, it's good. I'm grateful for it, but not everyone has that. So I'm going to share some of his wisdom, and yeah, hopefully this helps y'all out over the summer, but also over your life. And I just want to share a quick example. Hopefully y'all are training, and so I didn't feel the real need to like just slam through more ADT stuff into your head today. Because at some point you're kind of going to be like a sponge and you've soaked it all up, and it's just about going and doing it. And then doing it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again for the next 4 or 5 months. So once you have a basic pitch, it's more about your mindset and the way you present yourself and the confidence in which you say the words rather than the words itself, right? So one example of how this kind of all played out with me is that I know that whatever I go do in my life, I can make 6 figures. I can almost guarantee you with that. That anything that I put my hand to, I can go and make a lot of money. Why? Well, because I've done it before, yeah. But it's the mindset that leads to that, exactly. So if you had someone who was a millionaire and you took all their money away and you said, could you do it again? Either they were a trust fund baby or they fluked into it through some crypto investment if they say no. Every person that's made significant wealth or success or built something before, there's a strategy and a mindset that goes behind all of that. So I want to share a couple points as to, I think, just helpful acronym that I believe if you implement these things will just help you throughout your life in a lot of areas, whether that's relationship or business. One example was in Australia where I started my own business, and within a year during lockdowns I made that business gross over 6 figures. And it was like a personal training business, and I had to self-lead gen exactly what we're doing on the gym floor. So I had to pitch people on the gym floor, get my card, close them on doing an appointment with me, doing like a free personal training session, a free consult, a free whatever, so that I could sign them up for 12 weeks and lock them in a direct debit and a payment plan. Sit down and pitch them in my office, right? So there's a lot of things that you're doing with this job that if you ever want to be in another profession that is high earning and high grossing, these skills that you're learning, how to canvas, how to lead, how to close, how to transmit energy to another person is really valuable. So I listed them in order of kind of like, I think what is most important. And PAR is just like what I call my grandpa. But the biggest thing that he said was always practice. And so for me, I used to swim a lot. And I was like in my club's national team for swimming. And I was never a very gifted swimmer. I never had specifically good aptitude. I wasn't a natural. I wasn't like a fish in water. But I practiced. And the first time I ever won a ribbon at school, you know the swimming carnivals when you, was because I did the event where there was only 3 people. And so I got the 3rd place ribbon. I was like, this is the best. I'm going to do butterfly from now on because no one else does it. And then I practiced and I did butterfly. And it was hard and everyone else wussed out and they didn't do it. And I practiced enough that I got really good. And so wherever you're at, whether you're naturally adept to sales, whether you're extremely articulate, whether you've had a college degree, whether you have parents that are together, not together, whether you have a lot of money, no money, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Hard work will always beat talent until talent works hard, right? So there might be some of you guys in here who are really talented and naturally adept. When you work hard, you'll see crazy results. But the person who works harder will, in the long run, succeed if you give up. So practice is something that I think every single person needs to do. So if you commit to doing something, whether that's getting up and going for a walk or making a breakfast or doing whatever it is, just keep practicing that skill. And it doesn't have to be a big skill, but the theme of not quitting and practicing will serve you so well in your life. And I am speaking from such a level of inexperience. I can only share with you a few things, like my college, my business, and my sport. That's all the experience I have to offer. But I guarantee if you sit down with Dan or someone who's a bit more weathered, they would probably say the same thing. Practice and keep chipping away at what you're doing. Some of you guys here have had great weeks, and then you've had bad weeks. That's totally fine. My degree took me 4 years to do, and I didn't get paid while I was doing it. I was in debt at the end of it, and then it was kind of useless. So I was like, $60,000 for this piece of paper, and didn't get paid at doing it. Imagine if I'd done this job for 4 years, and I got paid while doing it and learnt about it. And so just kind of shift your perspective, or perception. We'll get there in a sec. The other one is persistence. So I feel like the two are kind of interchangeable, but I think there's something a little different from practice, because you can practice like bad habits as well, right? Mm-hmm. And so being persistent with excellence, I think, is what you should be striving for. You might not always be number one, you might not always be in the top 10, but you should hold yourself to a standard of excellence that is within your own grasp. Don't be unrealistic, don't be stupid, don't realize what's in front of you and dream big, but then be persistent with holding yourself accountable, because you can practice bullcrap, right? Like you can practice just being a sloth, you can practice sitting on the curb and be a great curb sitter, like good for you, but be persistent at practicing excellence. Does that kind of make sense? So have a goal in mind, work towards that goal, and I'm confident now that anything that I view in my mind, I can do. So like with my business, I viewed the way that I wanted it to be, and I visualized it, and I had like a level of excellence. And when I say like excellence, I don't mean it like it was this 5-star gym that was like kitted out with the newest and newest stuff. I went to the owner of the gym that I had worked for, and they had COVID lockdowns, and I bought all of his weights for wholesale, and I just transformed my parents' garage into a gym. And then just grossed it into like a good little business, because they shut down all the gyms. And I was like, okay, how can I make money during this? And I had to solve this problem. And it was just, I knew it wasn't going to be the cleanest gym, the prettiest gym, but I know what I wanted, and I was persistent with achieving that it felt like a little family, and people were safe there, and they wanted to train and have fun there and push their boundaries and excel. And so if you have a vision in your mind, be persistent at getting there. I don't know what your why is, but clearly visualize that. Clearly be like, this is where I want to be. I can see the house that I want to own and the houses that I want to do, and I can see the lifestyle I want to live. If I close my eyes right now, I know the man that I want to be, and I know exactly where I want to be. And I want to be persistent in not compromising to where I want to be. And that happens every single day. That's who you surround yourself with. That's your friends, your family. All of that goes into being persistent to where you want to be. And if you can't visualize that, maybe you need to practice going back to the basics and practicing where you want to go. And as you keep practicing it and stepping in it and you get more used to those steps, you'll be able to see it in the future. Now, patience. This is a character trait. I think that a lot of people want a silver bullet. So again, with my personal training and sports background, how many people Google those get shredded in 6-week videos and lose fat in 4 days kind of thing, or put on muscle in 1 month or whatever. And I think patience is a virtue that as especially young men, we really, really struggle with. In the Bible it talks about there's a list of different people in the church. And it talks about the men hey, older men do this, older women do this, and younger women do this. And then it just gives the young men one thing. And it's just Titus, he goes, be self-controlled. That's it. I don't want to give you a whole list, just one thing, be self-controlled. And I think that goes hand in hand with patience, because you have to be patient to be self-controlled. You have to have your vision and be persistent, and be patient working towards it, because it won't happen overnight. And if it happens overnight, that's probably not a good thing, because you can't replicate that. You can't practice it again. Do you know what I'm saying? And so be patient. And then a really, really big one is perception. It's almost hard for me to So the way that my grandpa would explain it to me is that with proximity, there's always going to be things and opportunities and events, even like this job, that will come and float in and out of your life. There'll be people that you'll meet, and that could have been an amazing opportunity for you to grab hold of and be persistent with. But if you don't have the perception, then it doesn't matter the proximity that you're in to something that could be really great. And so again, like visualizing where you're at, what do I need to get there? Like what do I have to be in proximity of? What people do I need to surround myself with? And I need to train myself to have that perception of like, cut these people out. These people are good. This is where I'm working towards. And so, you know, if you guys are working towards real estate or whatever it might be as a small example, having the perception to go, these are the people that, I like using the upcurrents example, like can help me get to where I want to go. But it might be like, for example, like in bodybuilding, perception is kind of like looking for the guys that are super knowledgeable. And so like when I was in that industry, I paid something like $7,000 or $8,000 for like 5 days with the best trainer in Australia or the state that I was in. Just wanted to pick his brain and like knowledge. And I was like, I need to be in proximity of this guy. I need to be close to this guy and learn what he knows. And then my rates like doubled, tripled, it was nuts. Just like 5 days with this guy. So I want you to like just take a second and think about where you want to go. There's probably something right now that you could do as a small step that you could practice again and again. There's probably a small step that you could change, that you could be persistent with, like a higher level that you could hold yourself to. Whatever that is. And that could be like character, it could be habits, it could be things you need to cut out that are cancerous to your goal. There's probably something you can be persistent in holding yourself towards. Patience is demonstrated in every area of your life. And so if you want to be disciplined, for example, with weight training or whatever, but you're not disciplined in any other area of your life, do you think that you're going to be disciplined in the gym? Absolutely not. It's a character trait. If you're patient with nothing in your life and you have no self-control, do you think that you're going to be patient when it comes to grinding away at your goals day in and day out and accepting failure and taking that in your stride and being patient and learning? No, you're just going to give up. So patience is a character trait just like discipline is. And then perception, this summer is going to be a mix of very unique opportunities. And I don't even know where you guys want to go. But something really big is that we really want to like go hard, go fast, and like dash for the cash kind of thing. But perception is kind of like slowing down just for a second and just having a look at the different opportunities you could go, the different countries you could live in, the different people that you could meet. And God is very sovereign in all of that, and He kind of like works all that in. But there's a level where we have to have our own perception, and there will be things that come in our life, but we can very easily pass those up. I think of a few moments in my life where there's been people that have come in, and I was too fixated on something stupid, and I wasn't being patient, and I